Hare Krishna, Pranam dear devotees. Welcome to ICF Question and Answer series. This is week 8, question number 3. This question is about the Dvait and Advait philosophy. The Dvait philosophy that was propagated by Vaishnava Acharyas and the Advait philosophy, the Advait Vedanta of Shankaracharya. Why was there a quarrel between the Dvait and the Advait philosophy? The difference of consciousness, and can bhakti only be achieved by following in the footsteps of the Vaishnava Acharyas like Madhvacharya, Ramanujacharya, Nimbarkacharya, Vallabhacharya, Vishnu Swami and Lord Chaitanya. So in this context, we have to understand what is Dvait philosophy and what is Advait philosophy. Dvait philosophy is the philosophy of duality between God and the Jiva. Advaita is non-duality. We are Brahma, Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. This is the Vaishnav Sampradaya, and we follow Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's philosophy of Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva, the simultaneous oneness and duality between the Jiva and the Supreme Lord. That means that we are same in quality with the Lord but different in quantity. Now we have to go back in history to understand how the things progressed. When Lord Buddha's teachings were predominant in Bharat, people grew contemptuous of the Vedas and the Vedic rituals. They became Shunyavadis or voidists, and Vedic religious practices decreased almost to nil. In this condition, the people were not prepared to hear seriously about the personality of the Supreme Lord, his transcendental, eternal, blissful form, or his variegated abode. They would have simply blasphemed these teachings, and then they would have been left with no way to purify their hearts. So the first task was to bridge the gap between voidism and personalism, and this was done by reawakening people's faith in the Vedas. It was for this purpose that Shankaracharya introduced his Advait version of monism, a philosophy intermediate between voidism and personalism. Shankaracharya's propagation of the Mayavad philosophy was planned by his Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who recognized that until conditioned souls regained access to the Vedas' spiritual knowledge, they could only speculate about transcendent reality, and they would have no hope of being delivered from the material world. Once Advait Vedanta had replaced Buddhism and faith in the Vedas had been re-established, people could be brought further along the path of knowledge to an appreciation for the glories of the personality of Godhead. This would be accomplished by the appeal of impersonalism with true Vaishnava philosophy. Thus, stalwart Vaishnava acharyas like Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, and Sridhar Swami came one after another to drive out impersonalism. In its place, they re-established the principles of pure devotional service as the true spirit and intent of the Vedas and its corollary scriptures. Still later, the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself came in the garb of a devotee as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and this was taken even further. He taught that even more advanced than Vaidhi Bhakti, the path of regulated devotional service, is Raga Bhakti, the path of spontaneous loving devotion to Lord Krishna, which one can traverse by following in the footsteps of Vrindavan's residents. He also taught that this Raga Bhakti, which is elaborately explained in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, is the ultimate expression of prema, love of God. Since Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who can contest his Siddhant? Rather, the gradual progression from voidism to monism to personalism to Raga Bhakti was all the Lord's plan for mercifully saving the conditioned souls. This was an arrangement by the Lord by which they could end the otherwise endless cycle of birth and death. So this was the progression of events. Hare Krishna, Jai Srila Prabhupada.